Hi everyone, welcome back. Today is a very exciting video for a few reasons. First, this video is going up on my 4-year YouTube anniversary. June 30th, 2019 is when I uploaded my first video. So it's been 4 years, which is crazy, but honestly time has kind of flown by. I can't believe it's been 4 years, but it has, and I've been uploading more videos this month just to kind of celebrate that. And I told you earlier in the month I was going to have a surprise that I'm going to be sharing with you today. Just something fun that I've been working on that I'm so excited to share with you. We're also going to do our makeup together, and I'm going to be answering some of your questions. I asked you over on my community tab a few days ago. I was going to be doing a Q&A, and if you had any questions for me, to leave them. So I'm going to go through those and answer them as we do our makeup together. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It's probably going to be a long one. If you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Hope you'll subscribe and join our little family here. All right, so before we get into the makeup, I wanted to share a little surprise with you. I'm super excited about it, so I hope you are too. And it's my merch. So I've been working on making merch for, it's probably been about 6 months now. It's much longer of a process than you might think. You probably think things like that are pretty quick to make and turn around, put it up, and it's just not the case. I guess it can be, but for me, I went through multiple samples of these things. I changed the designs multiple different times until I came up with ones that I liked, and I'm just so excited to share it with you. The first thing, and I've actually used this in multiple videos and nobody has caught it. I guess it was just maybe the way I edited it, you couldn't really see it, but the first thing I made was this mug. And if you know me, you know I love coffee. I love tea too, and I do drink tea in this mug sometimes at night, but I'm a huge coffee drinker. I love to come in here and do my makeup and drink a cup of coffee. It's just my favorite thing ever. It brings me a lot of calm feelings and I just love it. So I love makeup, I love coffee, and I wanted to make a mug that said "Sip and Makeup" on it with Simply Blair on the back, because so many times I am sitting here filming and I'm drinking coffee, sometimes tea, but it's usually coffee. I sometimes don't show the mug, but I'm often sitting here doing that. I love coffee mugs. I collect them, honestly. I have way too many. My husband gets mad at me because I always want new ones, and anytime we go somewhere, I want a coffee mug. So I knew I wanted a coffee mug first and foremost for my merch, and the Sip and Makeup logo here comes from the videos that I started a few years ago, really towards the beginning of my YouTube channel. On Fridays, I would do sip and makeup videos, and they were just get ready with me videos, but I called them Sip and Makeup because I posted them on Friday, and the idea was I would sit and kind of wind down from the week, do my makeup, chat with you, and drink coffee or whatever. And I called them Sip and Makeup. So I've been kind of bringing that back. You may have seen that over the last few weeks. I've been doing those videos again because I love them. But the first product is the Sip and Makeup mug, and I hope you love it. It's very simple, very minimal, which is very much the aesthetic that I like. It comes in 2 ounces. So this is the 15 ounce. This is normally what I use for coffee. And then it also comes in 11 ounce, which is this one that I usually use at night for tea. The next product, and there are only 4, so it's not a long list of things, but the next thing is what I'm wearing, and I'll put a picture up on the screen here, maybe a little video of me wearing it so you can actually see the whole thing. But it is this t-shirt, and it says, "Neutral is my favorite color," which, if you know me and you know my channel, I love neutrals. I'm always going to go for neutrals. I always do. The palettes that I'm drawn to are typically neutral. I'm just a neutral girl, and I'm not just neutral with makeup. I like neutrals, period. My whole house is very neutral. I like neutral home decor. I like neutral clothes. Pretty much everything you see me wear is neutral because that's just who I am as a person. So I thought of this saying just one day and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to put that on something. I just thought it was so cute. And I know a lot of you also love neutrals. So the neutral is my favorite color. Tea comes in 2 colors. It comes in this one, which is, I think they call it stone. So it's kind of gray, it has a little bit of like a green undertone to it, but it's, I would say like a deeper gray. Then we also have a heather gray that I'll put up here on the screen. That's more of a true gray. It actually is more of that heathered material. You'll see the color is a little bit different. It has that heather look to it where you can see almost a little bit of white in there. So we have stone and we have the gray. And this tee is more of a fitted tee, so you'll probably be able to see that in the picture or the video that I put up on the screen, but it's more of just a true fitted tee. I would say pretty true to size. I wear a medium in it. The third product is another t-shirt, but it's more of a true t-shirt. I would say it's kind of oversized. It's a little bit longer than the t-shirt that I'm wearing, but it's called the Be Calm BU, and that's what it says on the front. It says be calm and be you. I knew I had to come up with something that incorporated the word calm because the comment I get the most on my videos, without a doubt, like I wish I knew how many comments I've gotten in the lifespan of my video or my channel that are something to the effect that my videos are calming, they help you go to sleep and relax at night. Just my channel in general just makes you feel calm, and it's not something that I take lightly. It's such just an honor, honestly, to be anything in your life that brings calmness, because being calm is important and being you is important. So I wanted to put that on a t-shirt together. I will have another video photo up here on the screen of that one as well. And the fourth product is just a classic gray sweatshirt. Now, if you know me, you know I am a huge sweatshirt person. Even in the summertime and the springtime, I will still get chilly in my house or wherever and put on a sweatshirt really quick. Sometimes I sleep in it. Sometimes I just throw it on when I feel kind of cold. So a sweatshirt is a staple for me. So I knew I wanted a classic gray sweatshirt because that's just one of my favorite clothing items. So we made this one, and it says Beauty to Simply Be You on it, which is what I say at the end of all my videos. I always say Simply Be You, and I just thought this was the cutest thing. It has a little bumblebee, and it also has my handle on the sleeve as well. And all 3 of the apparel items do have Simply Blair on them. The oversized tee and the sweatshirt says it on the sleeve, and then this one that I'm wearing, the more fitted tee, says it on the back. I'm using a company called Fourth Wall to sell this merch, so you should start to see it underneath this video pop up. Little images of the products should be there to click on that will take you to the store, or I will put a link in the description box to the Fourth Wall site that will take you to my site with the merch on it. So either way, you can get there if you're interested in anything. There is international shipping, which was very important to me. One of the reasons why I went with Fourth Wall for this is because they do offer international shipping. A lot of the companies that do merch in this same type of way do not offer international. And I wanted everyone to be able to buy it if they want to, and it not depend on where you live. So there is international shipping, and it depends on your location and the weight of the package as to what your shipping cost is. So those are the 4 pieces that we are starting out with. I do, like I said, plan to do more in the future. I have so many ideas for merch. It's crazy. I have a whole notebook of things that I think of, and I always write it down so that I have it. So I hope to do more of this in the future, but I hope you love these products as much as I do. But there is never any pressure to buy my merch or anything like that. It's just something that I've always wanted to do, and it's taken me a little while to figure out exactly how to do it, who to do it with, how to make these designs and things, but it is something that I wanted to offer and I'm really excited about it, so I hope you like it. All right, so I'm actually gonna start with eyes today. So I'm gonna do my brows first and then the eyeshadow today. I'm gonna kind of be recreating a makeup look I saw Melissa Herkman do on her Instagram the other day. I love her so much. I talk about her all the time, but she is a really great makeup artist. She's based in LA, and she did just a really beautiful bronzy golden makeup look the other day, and I just loved it. And I actually have almost everything that she used, so I'm going to be recreating that, and she did her eyes first. But the first question is, hi Blair, where do you draw inspiration from when it comes to makeup? Okay, in terms of inspiration, I feel like most of it definitely comes from makeup artists that I follow. I feel like that's mainly where I get inspiration from. Like this video, for example, I saw Melissa do this makeup on herself and I just loved it and wanted to do it. So I feel like I get it mostly from makeup artists in terms of like a makeup look itself. And then in terms of products, I also get that inspiration from makeup artists for sure. But I am deeply, deeply influenced by people that I watch on YouTube. Very, 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 very heavily influenced. So for a makeup look itself, I would say I get inspiration from makeup artists like Melissa Herkman that I was talking about, or Makeup by Kellyanne on Instagram. I love her. I love Patrick Ta. I love Mario. I love so many. I love Pat McGrath. I feel like that's where I get most of my inspiration from, but honestly, most of my makeup kind of comes from my mood, really. Some days I kind of just go with how I'm feeling that day. I do think I definitely take inspiration from makeup artists that I follow. I follow so many of them on Instagram, and I love to see like inspo pictures or I love to see pictures of work that they've done. I definitely take inspiration from that. Okay, the next question is, what is your all-time favorite makeup product, and if you could only bring 1 or 2 items with you on a desert island, what would they be? Okay, those are really difficult questions. Okay, my all-time favorite makeup product. Gosh, I don't know if this means like a specific product or like a product category. Also, I'm doing something I never do, which is go under my brows after doing them. I'm using a foundation stick, the Merit foundation stick. I'm doing that because Melissa was doing that when she was creating this makeup. So I'm trying to do what she's doing. Okay, what is your all-time favorite makeup product? I mean, it has to be Corrector for under my eyes. And if I have to pick one, which, ooh, that is really, really tricky. And it changes by the day, but the one I think I would have to go with is Pixi. The Pixi Color Corrector. I feel like that's my favorite product of all time because it makes the biggest difference to me in my face. Just because I have a lot of darkness under my eyes. For someone that doesn't have a lot of darkness, it wouldn't do that much for them. It definitely wouldn't be their most favorite holy grail product. But for me, it makes a really big difference. So it would have to be Color Corrector. And if I had to pick one right now, it would probably be the Pixi. And then 1 to 2 items to bring with you on a desert island. Okay, I would say Corrector again, because Corrector is just like my thing at this point. I just need it. I feel like it just makes such a huge difference. And mascara would be my second thing. I would take e.l.f. Lash and Roll. those are two like very, very much holy grail products for me, for sure. All right, what is your favorite part of your makeup routine? Okay, so this I feel like would kind of be, well, I'm gonna give like a general answer and then like a specific actual step of my makeup routine. So what I love about doing my makeup routine in general is it feels like a self-care kind of thing to me. It's never been like something that I feel like I like have to do, or it's never something that feels like a chore to do it. It feels like a privilege almost, like something that brings me a lot of just happiness and that very calm, zen kind of feeling. That's just my favorite part of doing my makeup. And I try to, whether I'm filming or not, I try to make a point of coming in here and just putting on a little bit of makeup. Sometimes I do a lot, sometimes I don't. But I feel like for me, it's more about just like the self-care aspect of it. It makes me feel good. It is calming. It's definitely also a creative outlet for me. I'm a very creative person, and that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to make merch, is because I really wanted to make a design. I love to design things, and makeup is kind of the same way for me. It just, I don't know, it helps give me that creative outlet that I need, that I do get it with YouTube and all of that, but it's nice to get it with just everyday like makeup application too, you know? Okay, I'm gonna use the Major Dimension palette from Patrick Ta today, and I'm gonna take the cream shade. So I'm gonna start actually with the darkest one, because I'm following what Melissa was doing. But so that's my general answer for my favorite part of my makeup routine. But specific like actual parts of doing my makeup would be, again, color corrector under my eyes. I'm just obsessed with that step because I feel like it's one of those things where if you apply color corrector and you apply the right shade, it's like an instant eye lift almost for your face, because anytime you brighten up the eye area, you instantly look like more awake and just better overall, in my opinion. So anytime I do that, I just love that instant like boost that it gives your face. So I would say color corrector under the eyes. And then the other thing is, I think, mascara, because again, it's kind of similar, like it's around your eyes. So I feel like anything that you do to enhance the eye area makes just a huge difference, because your eyes say a lot. They say if you're tired, and anytime you kind of brighten it up and draw attention to the eye area in a good way, I feel like it just changes your overall look. And I feel like mascara, again, really just pulls your makeup together. Basically what I'm doing is I'm taking the dark cream in this palette and just kind of building it up on my eye, on the lid, and kind of blending it up a little bit into the crease. So I'm just adding a little bit of it at a time to build up the intensity that I want. So I'm adding kind of I'm using a smaller brush. This is the 203 from BK Beauty, and then I'm switching to the 217 from MAC and blending it even more so it just looks nice and diffused. If you could bring back one brand and resurrect one product, what brand and what product? If it's too hard, you can do 3. Love your content. Thank you. Okay, so my first reaction to this when I saw this question was Becca, because I don't know, I feel like Becca is one of those brands, that's probably the brand I've been most shocked that they were going out of business, I would not have guessed Becca. I don't know, I feel like they had products that were good, that they were like kind of known for, like the shimmering skin perfectors. The champagne pop obviously was huge for them. The Becca under eye brighteners, I know you can get those through Smashbox now. I don't know. I feel like I'm just surprised that that brand didn't make it, honestly. I'm honestly shocked that Smashbox would stay and sell two of their products. I feel like Becca was more popular than Smashbox. But I don't know, maybe not. I'm not seeing like the numbers and stuff, so maybe that's not true, but that's what I would have like thought. So initially I was gonna say Becca, but also Becca had other products that were really good. Like their blushes were really good. Their bronzers, powder bronzer and blushes, they were both very good. So I don't know. I'm shocked about that brand for sure. But the one that I thought about after that, and this is the one I would bring back 100% if I could, is Bite. I loved Bite Beauty, and the product I would bring back 100% was the Changemaker foundation. If you've been around my channel for a long time, you may remember back when that came out, I loved it. That was like my #1 foundation for a while. That would definitely be the brand I really, really loved, and that would definitely be the product for sure. Next question is, or it's a lot of questions. So what led you to YouTube? What's your makeup background? What other careers have you had? And who were the beauty influencers that led you to the makeup world? Okay, these are all really good questions. I'm adding a little bit of the bronzy shimmer to my lids now. All right, so what led me to YouTube? I don't even really know of like a set answer to this question, but I remember the first time I watched YouTube, beauty YouTube, was an Ingrid Nilsson video. At the time, she went by Miss Glamorazzi here on YouTube, and I remember I was on Pinterest one day, and I think I was just scrolling on Pinterest, and one of her videos came up, and I think it was just like a natural everyday makeup routine or something like that. I forget what exactly it was, but I saw it, and I remember I loved the thumbnail of the video, so I clicked it. It took me to YouTube, and I watched one of her videos, and ever since then, I was hooked on beauty YouTube. I started like binging all of her videos, and I mean, I would do it all the time. This was when I was in college, so I guess I was probably 19 when I first discovered it. I would watch her videos constantly, and it just kind of became a thing, that I guess a hobby that I love to do. And at that time, I wasn't super into makeup, so I was also just kind of learning about it too. I didn't know a whole lot about makeup in general, which kind of leads me to the next question, is what is your makeup background? I have no makeup background at all. Everything I know about makeup, I've learned from YouTube. I have never worked in makeup. I've never like worked at like a makeup counter. I've never done any of that. And looking back now, I kind of wish that I had, just like for the fun of it, honestly, not for any other reason, but I have no makeup background at all. Everything I know I've learned from YouTube, which is pretty crazy. What are my other career backgrounds that I've had? So I had one job since graduating college other than this, and it was in healthcare. I worked for a home health company, which if you don't know what home health is, basically you need medical care, but it's done all at home. So you have nurses or physical therapy, occupational therapy, home health aides, anything like that come a few times a week, and they basically provide care for you at home. So I worked for them for 4 years. or I worked for that company for 4 years. I did it in office for like the first year and a half. So I went to an office every day and did it. And then eventually I ended up working remotely, which is when I started my YouTube channel, when I was doing that job remotely. So yeah, I worked in home health. First, I did medical records for them, basically just a lot of filing and faxing and chasing doctors around, trying to get orders signed. That's basically what I did. And then I became a scheduler. So I was in charge of scheduling home health appointments, basically. So I did that for, I guess, the second part of that job, or my, I guess, 2.5 years of the job. I did that. And I did it in the office, like I said, for like a year and a half. And then I ended up moving and I continued doing the job, but just doing it remotely. That's what I did for 4 years, and I left in July. Will be 2 years ago that I left that job. But I learned a lot from doing that job, a lot of things. I definitely am grateful for that job. It was not a fun job though. I'll just tell you, it was not fun. It was very stressful. And I think part of the reason that I actually ended up starting a YouTube channel and, you know, kind of taking the plunge and doing it was because I kind of wanted an escape from that job. I wanted something else to focus on, and YouTube became that for me. So I worked in healthcare before doing YouTube. And then the last part of this question was, who were the beauty influencers that led you to the makeup world? So I kind of mentioned one, which was Ingrid Nilsson. She does not do YouTube anymore. I think her videos are still up, but she doesn't upload actively anymore. But I can remember 2 people. First was Alex Garza. I discovered her. She was probably one of the first people besides Ingrid that I discovered, and I just started. I just binge watched her videos, and I would just wait for the days when she would upload new ones. So Alex Garza for sure, and also Stephanie Letta, or SMLXO. You probably know her as well. I remember specifically, like very early on, watching the 2 of them for sure. All right, I'm going to come back to the eyes in a minute, but I'm going to go in with some of my Pixi color corrector now. Okay, next one. I want to see more vlogs. Does your dog and cat still get along with Louie, and how is Louie doing now? Okay, if you don't know, if you've been around for a while, you'll remember last summer, so it was actually a little over a year ago now, June of 2022, we actually found Louie, who is one of my cats. We found him at a Dollar Tree in the parking lot, and he was just pitiful. He was so tiny. He was covered in literally everything. He was dirty. His ears were disgusting. He had fleas. He had everything. He ended up having ringworm, which gave everybody in the house ringworm, including my other cat and my dog. And yeah, so it was a whole thing. If you've been around that long, you let me know in the comments. But Louie and Cosmo, so Cosmo is our golden retriever. They have always gotten along really well. In fact, honestly, they don't really have a whole lot to do with each other. They just kind of, I don't know, they just tolerate each other, I guess. I don't know. So that has never been an issue. Now, my other cat, her name is Belle. She is 10, so she is older. Louie he just turned 1. So he's obviously, he still acts kind of like a kitten, honestly. But they tolerate each other, and by tolerate, I mean Belle tolerates him. Not always super well. It's definitely gotten better over time, but Louie he's very fascinated with Belle, and he doesn't really get the whole like personal space kind of thing. He is very like in your face all the time. He's a very extroverted cat, And Belle is more of an introverted cat. So they don't love each other, that's for sure. Or I guess Louie loves Belle. Belle does not love Louie. But, I mean, they're definitely better, and they have moments where they get along just fine, and then they'll have moments where Louie's chasing her around the house. So yes and no, they do get along, but not like super, super well. And you want to see more vlogs. You guys, I have every intention of doing more vlogs. I have a vlogging camera, like the actual camera that a lot of people use for vlogging. I have it, and it is definitely something that I also want to get into. I don't know. I feel like it's just kind of one of those things. I'm not in the habit of vlogging, so it doesn't feel like I never really think about it, I guess. But I definitely want to vlog. I really, really do. I will do it. I will do it. I have to figure out how to kind of incorporate that on my channel and how often I'm going to do it and all of those kinds of things. But yeah, I hear you. I want to do it too. So vlogs will be coming. All right, next question is, what about makeup keeps you loving it? So what makes me continue to love makeup? Well, first of all, kind of what I said earlier, the just self-care aspect of it to me, I just love. And something else that I love about makeup is it's such a confidence booster for so many people. And not that you like need makeup, obviously you don't. And some people feel more confident without makeup, and that's good too. But I also think that the power that makeup has to just brighten your day a little bit, whether it's the actual act of putting it on and applying it or how it looks and makes you feel afterwards. I just feel like it's such a powerful thing. And how amazing is it that we have something that gives us the ability to kind of boost our mood and help us feel, you know, a little bit more confident. That I think is just amazing in itself. And I don't know, sometimes, you know, you'll watch makeup artists, for example, apply makeup to somebody, and you can just see at the end of the makeup the instant like look of just confidence that somebody gets, like the smile that someone gets when they get their makeup done and they like how they look is just such a special thing. And I think it's amazing that we're able to do that with makeup, you know. And by the way, I've just used the Merit Stick Foundation, and I have two shades. I'm using this because this is what Melissa used in this makeup look that she did, and I have most of the products that she used, so I'm trying to use them. But I have two of the Merit sticks. I have the shade Ecru, which is what I put majority of on my face, and then I have Linen, which is a lighter shade, which is what I put kind of right in the center. So that's what I used. And she also used this concealer, so we're going to use this, the Armani Luminous Silk Concealer. So the next question is, have you ever met another YouTuber in real life? If so, who? And if not, who would you most like to meet and or collab with? Okay. No, I have never met another YouTuber in real life, but yes, I would love to. But no, I've never met anyone on YouTube. I would love to meet Martina Lily, and we are planning to meet virtually, hopefully do a video together in the near future. So be on the lookout for that, but I would love to meet her. I would love to meet Jessica Braun. Love her and her husband too. I watch all their videos. I love their little family. So sweet. I would love to meet them. Alex Garza, like I said earlier, she was one of the first people I really got into on YouTube, so I would love to meet her. Tanya Wells, I love her as well. She just seems like such a lovely person. I would love to meet her. Honestly, there are so many people. I could just honestly like go on and on. But no, I have never met anyone in real life that does YouTube, but I would love to, because it's such like I was gonna say it's a new like career. I guess it's been around a little while now, so people kind of know a little bit more about like what it is, but I don't know. It's such an interesting, different kind of job that sometimes I do wish I had like actual YouTube friends just to like talk to other people about things that you don't really have anybody to talk to about. YouTube is such like it's a very isolating kind of job. It's very much just you all the time. You're either filming or you're editing, unless you have an editor. I think one of the things about doing YouTube or just content creation in general is you start to look at literally everything as content. And what I mean by that is you'll, like, anytime I come in this room to get ready, like to put makeup on, because all of my makeup is in my office in here in my filming room. So anytime that I'm like getting ready, I'm in this room whether I'm filming or not. But anytime I do like come in here and do my makeup, whether I'm doing like a full face or I'm just throwing something on quickly, I do always have that feeling of like, oh, I should film this for Instagram or TikTok, or, you know, for a reel, or for stories on Instagram, or for YouTube shorts. Like there's always that feeling there of like, ooh, like I should film this, you know? And I would imagine if you do like more lifestyle type stuff, that becomes even more of like a thing where you, everything in your life, you kind of look at it as content, which anyway, I could go on a whole spill about that, but yeah, I would love to meet another YouTuber, but I have never met anyone. And this is Louie, if you were wondering. This is the one we found at Dollar Tree. He is very often either in here with me or he is pawing at the door trying to get in here. So he's been doing that this whole video. So I keep bringing him in, but then he wants to go out. Do you have any advice for someone considering starting a beauty channel, especially if they are scared to do so, but also any advice in general, please and thank you? Yeah, so honestly, I could probably do a whole video on this because I know that there are a lot of people out there that would probably love to start a YouTube channel, but they are scared to do it, which I totally get, because I, for a long time, probably, I don't know, 2 or 3 years, I would kind of talk about starting a YouTube channel, but I always kind of did it in a way that implied that I could never do it, that I'm, you know, too shy, because I'm a very quiet, reserved person. I totally get the feeling scared or embarrassed about what people will think. And the first thing I would say is, if you have a genuine desire to do it, which this could be for YouTube or anything else in life, if you have this genuine just urge or desire to start a YouTube channel, then that is what you should listen to. Whatever in your heart, in your mind tells you that you want to start a YouTube channel, that's the most important thing. Now, I would not start a YouTube channel thinking, oh, you know, I'm going to do this because I see people on social media that have YouTube channels and they are, you know, making all this money and it's such like an easy, fun job, and I want to be able to, you know, have my own schedule and be my own boss and all those kinds of things. And some of that is true, but I think the people that are successful at it or will be successful at it are the people that genuinely have a desire to do it. And I don't think everybody will or would. I think there are probably some people out there that think they want to start a YouTube channel, but if they actually did, they would find that they don't enjoy it. You know, maybe they don't like the editing part of it. Maybe they don't like the time commitment it takes, because it does take a lot of time. It is very time consuming, the whole thing. Making a video, filming it, editing it, uploading it, making a thumbnail, finding product links. It's a whole thing. So my first advice would be, if you have a genuine desire to do it and something is just telling you that you want to start a YouTube channel, that is your sign. Listen to it. And at the end of the day, this is kind of how I think about it. Your desire to do it has to be more than the fear that you have of doing it, if that makes sense. So I firmly believe, whether we're talking about a YouTube channel or we're talking about something else in life, if you genuinely want to do something, achieve something, whatever it is, I think you will do what it takes to get there if you truly want to do it. If you don't, then you won't. But that's kind of how I look at it, is I feel like the people that do YouTube and are successful at it, most likely it's because they have this like genuine just desire to do it for different reasons, whatever reason it is. But I hate the thought of thinking someone out there is not starting a channel because they're scared of what other people will say or think, or they're scared of mean comments. It's so sad to me that that is a real thing, but unfortunately it is. There are mean people in the world. There are people that are going to leave mean comments. And, you know, that's just kind of part of being on social media. But again, I think it all comes down to the fact that if you truly love it and it's something that makes you happy and you just have a strong desire to do it, that has to take priority over all the things you're worried about, over, you know, being embarrassed or scared or worrying about what your friends or your family will say. If you genuinely want to do it, that your love for it has to be bigger than all those things. And I think if it is, then that's your answer, that you should do it. But I will also say that anytime you do anything you haven't done before, you're probably going to be a little bit scared of it. Like, I can remember 4 years ago when I uploaded my first video, I remember when I hit publish and put it up on YouTube, I had a little bit of a panic attack that lasted about like 5 or 10 minutes, just because, you know, it's something you've never done before. And it's a weird thought to think you're putting a video up and anybody in the world can find it and watch it on YouTube. That's a really strange feeling to have. But for me, at least, after I had done it for, I would say, like 6 months maybe, the whole feeling scared and feeling awkward about it and all those things really goes away. That was something that really surprised me about it. Is I think the reason I waited so long to start is because I thought, oh, you know, I'm never going to be able to like talk to the camera and do makeup at the same time. That's going to be so weird. I'm going to be so uncomfortable. And then one day I finally did it, and it was not uncomfortable at all. Now, it was a little bit uncomfortable the first few times watching videos back of yourself, talking and applying makeup and those kinds of things. That takes a little bit of time to get used to. Hopefully that helps you, but basically what I would say is, if you have a desire to do it, at least try it. Because the thing is, you can always try it, make a video, practice making videos. You don't even have to post them, just make them and use your phone. I did not get a camera until like 2 years in. So start with what you have and just try it. And if you end up filming a video and hating it, then that's okay. You don't have to post it. That's kind of what I went into my first video with, that mindset. I remember thinking to myself, okay, I will film this video on my phone. It was an everyday makeup routine video. And I was like, okay, if I make it and I watch it back and I just cannot bear to go any further with this, then I won't post it. And then you kind of take that pressure off yourself, and you just do it as practice and just see what you think and what you like about it. But you might surprise yourself. What is your daily routine now that you do YouTube full time? How did you and your husband meet? And can you introduce us to your pets? Okay, so my days typically look, I mean, they're pretty much the same, honestly. I'm a very routine person. So I kind of thrive on like a daily routine. I don't travel well. I'm very good at being home and being in my routine. So my routine is nothing special. I normally get up, I would say on average at around 7. I like, and I go through phases where I will get up at 6. I really prefer to get up at 6, to be honest, but sometimes, you know, that just doesn't happen. But I get up, so I scoop the litter box first usually, and then I will feed the kitties and Cosmo if my husband has not done it already. And then after that, I have my first cup of coffee, and I usually sit and catch up on YouTube. That's normally when I do most of my YouTube watching, is in the morning. So I do that until I would say like around 8:30 or 9. Then I do my workout, which I've kind of talked about a little bit. I do Sydney Cummings workouts on YouTube. She's really great. She uploads 5 videos a week of new workouts, and I've been doing her workouts for a few years, but really consistently for like the last 6 months. Then I come downstairs, I make breakfast, empty the dishwasher, all those kinds of things. And then I will get dressed and shower, do my skincare, and then I'll come up and either start filming for YouTube or like short form Instagram kind of content, or I will start editing. Usually though, I kind of film first and then edit after that if I have something that I need to edit. And then I do that until later in the day. We eat dinner. We usually eat dinner pretty early, and that's about it. That's what my days look like. They're not super exciting, pretty boring, but like I said, I kind of thrive on boring, to be honest. I met my husband in college. One of my coworkers at the time knew him and introduced us. Next question is, what's one piece of advice you'd give your younger self? Number 1 would be, don't change to make somebody else happy. Do and be how and what you want to do and what you want to be, because it's your life and it's your decision. So that's first thing I would say. Second thing is, enjoy being young and not having to be an adult. I feel like you can't really appreciate that until like you're an adult and you can kind of look back and see things that when you were younger, you know, you didn't think about or you didn't have to worry about. And I feel like you don't usually realize that until like you're already out of that phase, you know what I mean? So I guess I would say enjoy being young and be yourself. Would you ever consider getting Botox or fillers at some point for yourself or other cosmetic procedures? Yes, I totally would. I am honestly just a fan of everyone doing whatever they feel will make them feel the best about themselves, whatever that is. Nothing annoys me more, or one of my biggest pet peeves, honestly, is when I see comments or just people saying on YouTube or social media in general or in life, whenever, is like shaming someone for like getting Botox. I don't understand that. I think if you want to get Botox, then get Botox. If you don't, then don't. It's really not that complicated. But yeah, I have never had anything. Never had Botox, never had filler. I would probably not do filler on myself personally, solely for the reason that I'm scared. I am a baby when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I don't think I would ever be able to get the nerve up to do it, to be honest. The only thing I've ever really wanted to do would be Botox, but I've never tried it. I will probably try it at some point, if anything, just like out of curiosity. Okay, if you could travel anywhere outside the US, where would it be? I've kind of talked about this before. I'm not a big traveler, and I don't really have a huge desire to travel outside the United States, mainly because, kind of like what I said earlier, I'm a very routine person. And I don't do well when I get out of my routine. I never have, even when I was little, and I still don't to this day as a 30-year-old woman. I don't really have like a bucket list of places that I want to go to. I guess if I were choosing a place, let me think about it. I think it would probably be Italy. I don't really know why, but I've always seen like really pretty pictures of Italy that, I mean, I would like to go there, I guess, maybe, but I'm also fine staying home. So I don't really have too many places that I'm just like dying to travel outside of the United States. I know that's weird, but that's just kind of who I am. All right, next question is, what do you like the least about YouTube? Honestly, I don't dislike that many things about it, really. I really love everything about it for the most part. I mean, I definitely think most people that are on YouTube would tell you they hate mean comments or mean people. Although, I mean, honestly, I don't get a ton of that. I definitely get some here and there. And for me, it kind of comes in waves. I feel like I'll kind of go through phases where I get a bunch of like meaner or not very nice comments, and then I won't for a while, and then I'll get some more. But I guess, I mean, nobody likes that, but unfortunately there's mean people no matter where you go or what you're talking about. They just, unfortunately, social media kind of gives them a platform sometimes to be mean, but you know, there are also so many people on YouTube that watch and comment that are not mean, so I try to focus on that. Okay, finishing up with lips now. I'm gonna do Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury. All right, and then I'm just gonna do a little bit of this lip oil. This is the In Beauty Project Mystery Glaze. All right, you guys, that is gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I know it was probably a long one, but hope you enjoyed hanging out, getting ready with me, and I hope you're excited about the merch. It will be below the video and in the description box if you are interested in anything. Thank you so much for supporting me on this channel and watching my videos. I'm so grateful for this little community that we've created here. So thank you so much for your support. It really does mean so much. I will put everything I used today below in the description box and link them for you. They are affiliate links, so I do make a commission that helps support me and this channel if you do shop through them. So thank you so much for doing that. Make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1, and I will see you next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.